is the point is just, again, I've learned to try, especially with, and again, I don't like talking about my team that much because, again, I'm not that egotistical. I don't think that's the most important. It's important to me, but it's not, probably most people don't give a shit, especially because they're not seeing what project I'm working on. I don't like giving the details because, again, I like a separation between what I do and this. Because, like, if I talk about, like, fuck Target, I don't want that affecting my team that have said fuck Target and, like, potentially hurting us. Like, that's a big thing for me. I don't want anyone ever to get in trouble for things I've said, and vice versa. I don't want to get in trouble for things that other people have said. So there's why I have some very key policies in place to avoid all the stuff like that, basically. Where it's like, yeah, if I have somebody that starts going off on a deep end about something and it's not productive, if it's not a conversation and I have to worry about how that's going to affect me and the rest of my team, more so my team than me, long term, like, I have to, nip it in the bud as fast as possible. Health? No? Cool. God, I cannot hit this guy. I think I have to kind of just camp them right here, because I know they're coming. And I don't have any passive regen, which is really unfortunate. Son of a bitch. Yeah, this fight I remember completely sucking ass. Because he does so much damage, and if you're not perfect, especially because I don't have like a dodge or anything. If I had a dodge, I think this fight becomes significantly more reasonable, but it's not really at this point. So yeah, it's really just a matter of being a good communicator, and that's learning what people need from me, what I need from people, getting the most clear-cut way of saying that to people. I'm gonna try a different strategy. We're just gonna. If I can fucking hit this guy. Are you fucking kidding me? You weren't even close. You were not even fucking close. But I did do a lot better on that, so I might just have to fucking spam. Where was I going? I got lost on a tangent, which I usually do. Sometimes it's worse than others. Although I think that's what... I think if I'm not on a tangent, then it makes things more awkward, because I'm just like awkwardly sitting there waiting for something to happen. But at least with a tangent, I can kind of like get through and distract people enough. No? Cool. Okay, got knoppy stuff. Thank you. Come on, give me the health. Where do they spawn from? Because I know they're around here. There we go, finally. Just have to dial it in a bit. Yeah, and I also have to... I'm getting to the point where I'm getting closer to 30 than not. So I have to start really figuring out what I want out of life. In terms of, like, relationships, which... I think... I think at this point I'm just going to be sticking with single. I mean, having, like, somebody that you can talk to on a regular basis and not really judge you, that's nice. Besides that, though, like, the financial investment, the emotional investment, knowing that literally at any point they can disappear and they can do it. We're now in a day and age where they don't even have to tell you why. You just, one day you can wake up, like, ghosted and blocked, and it's like, because that happened to me a couple of times, and it's like, this is some bullshit. Like, I know there's no guarantees in life except for what has happened the day before. But yeah, if I already have my time full,
Roberto Tomasi, head of comms. The hotline can't be far now.
let me listen to this.
Numerous personnel have damage to the inner ear, but most are expected to make a full recovery. Of course, the event also damaged their cellular walls, but we can't blame that on some stupid noise gun. Thank God no local doctors examined them first. Honestly, with the odds and all that I show inside the USA. Talk about good luck, huh? So much easier. Hey, are you still recording this?
Once again, I lost where I was going with that. Yeah, but like a relationship, there's just too many uncertainties, and again, that's assuming that even if you get somebody who you're physically attracted to, and initially you click, you also have to make sure it's somebody you can actually talk to. Because I've definitely dated people where I can't be my full self, and that also sucks. And yeah, I think I want to be a career-oriented person. I don't really want to worry about that stuff. It's just something not for me. So I've kind of learned my lesson.
Whoa. Have we been here before? No. I've stayed at a lot of roadside motels across the country, on the road, on the run, under the radar. This feels like all of that. Something recognized from a dream.
I remember with that initial switch when I was first playing, I was so lost because I didn't know you just had to keep doing it. I was like, I'm clearly missing something. So like I ran back, I only did it twice, and I found out you had to pull it a third time. I'm like, are you serious? Like sometimes, I mean, I get that Remedy is like a weird game, but sometimes you have to give people a bit more context than what you're actually doing. Because you might lose players, and not everyone's that smart. I'll admit I'm a pretty dumb player half the time.
Hello? Anyone here?
I was supposed to check every single room, and I did not. Shame on me. Shame on me plenty. I think this is the room that we're supposed to be going in now, if I remember correctly. But again, I could not be.
Key has a black pyramid on it.
Before we do anything like that, we're gonna keep dinging bells. Okay, this one. Okay, there was nothing in this one. Wait, I want to see something. 2. Okay, so they really like the rules of 3. And I know that's like a typical human thing is to like rules of 3. I'm not a big fan of 3s. It's because it's an odd number. I like 2s and 4s a lot more than 3. No? Not yet. And then let me guess, rule 3, right? Yep. I think understanding the rule 3 with Remedy may also make sense, 3 points in a triangle. But being more aware of that, I think, is really helpful for me, at least. Uh-oh. But yeah, there's a lot, like, I would like to go skydiving before I'm 30. I want to hit twice my weight in bench, which, with me losing the weight that I have been, that'll also make that easier. Once my rotator cuff is okay. So first it was my front delt, then I realized it was my rotator cuff, and now we're realizing that actually my teres major, which is on the back side of my shoulder, is under a lot of stress. And for people who don't really know anatomy that well, you may be asking, why does that matter? The reason why that matters is because at the end of the day, and this is something I actually wasn't super aware of up until I started going to physical therapy, was my physical therapist was telling me that the teres major, because of the way that it works, will pull on, because it's a back muscle, it'll kind of try to over-dominate everything, despite it being a smaller muscle, but it'll try to pull. And therefore, with the direction that it's trying to pull, it's putting a lot of stress on my rotator cuff. So that is something that we are trying to work on, and I've been trying to do a lot more stretching, rolling out, stuff like that to fix that. But I would like to, again, do that because once I hit 30, I don't expect that to go nearly as easily.
It is a fly. It's an object of power. It doesn't connect to any typical network. A direct line to the astral plane and the board. And my hypothesis is, under the right conditions, to other planes of existence as well.
A director needs a team. My management team. These people know the secrets of the Bureau as well as I do. Some even better. Darling, Cassie, Salvador, Marshall. Marshall especially, my head of operations. She sees right through me. She knows I don't like to rely on people. The only person who should fail is yourself.
Fair.
But things change when you become director.
Fair. I think both of those points are very relatable and very true. Once you're in charge, you can't have everything the weight of your shoulders, which I'm learning actively. And that's been an adjustment.
Thought like I can reach Trench. Well, listen to him. He feels more like an echo.
So that's that. So it's collectibles, and then we can go over the hotline and we listen to things being talked about.
An echo with important info. I need to get back to Emily.
And
People react strongly when I tell them about you. Is it too soon to tell Emily? She might be able to help.
where was I going? I was talking about. Oh, this like all loops together. I kind of forgot about that. Do we get to wear the white shirt? No. Okay. That's just whatever material that is. I'm trying to remember what I was supposed to be talking about. I say supposed to, like I have an objective or like a list of bullet points I need to hit. I don't. I think that's also kind of my problem, and I've talked about that in other episodes earlier in my I'm using air quotes career on YouTube. But I think I'm somebody who I do well with at least rough bullet points of, okay, I want to discuss like A, B, and C. Even if it's just looking at like, talk about this or this has happened. Granted, that's just me. I don't know. And that's why I think I like my multiplayer content a bit better. Not because I have like bullet points, but I think even if I don't have something, I can bounce off the other person. They may have something that we want to talk about. Granted, we're also talking about in a case where the game is not so intense that we can actually focus on a conversation, which I've learned not been doing a great job when it comes to that. Actually, that's not true. There's probably some series lean themselves more to that than others, so it's really just a matter of picking and choosing. And I do still have a lot of multiplayer content that I want to go through. So I do have to worry about that as well. I like my single player stuff because I kind of know where I'm at, and I don't have to worry about saying my own name, and I know that like in case something slips, like I know how quickly edit that. And so if I say don't record, if I don't edit this for like another like let's say 3 months, even though that's not going to be the case, but let's say it goes 3 months, for the most part I'm pretty safe where I can just kind of throw my intro, outro, and kind of be done with it, ship it out. Versus with friend stuff, because of what's being talked about, I have to go back and revisit and be like, is this something that I need to edit? Either because I think it does, they asked, or again, anything else. So that eats up a lot more time. And that's one of the big reasons why I've talked about buying an editor, is just so I can kind of not worry about that. And again, once I start making more money, if I can start making like even like a small, I say small, but it's not that small, but even like 60K a year, which I should be able to do in theory, that's something where I can start paying an editor and not have to worry about that, which allows me to be efficient in other places where I don't have to worry about editing. So instead of spending like at least 30 minutes reviewing an episode, not including any actual edits I'm making, like, boom, it's already done. So I can either record, go back to the project management studying, if there's any other things I want to pursue, because I'm starting to learn I need to get more business savvy, so that is something I'm going to need to spend time on. So again, overall, lots of things I need to be calculated for. And being one person who likes, not being in charge, I wouldn't say that, but being responsible and being on top of things.
Did you get the hotline? I mean, how is it out there? The comms, the hiss? Sorry, you made it.
Emily? Let's talk. Of course.
Yeah, and so that would just let me be me more, and then I could probably start looking into other things. Granted, again, relationship not one, but knocking off anything else on my bucket list. Like, I don't really care much for traveling, so I don't say that's on there, but like skydiving is definitely one I would like to do. Bungee jumping is another one. Probably scuba diving.
I got the hotline. I can make out what Trench said.
Incredible. What did he say?
He talked about his management team. People who knew the Bureau's secrets. Your boss, Darling. Tomasi, but he's gone. Why is gone? Salvador?
He's the head of security.
And Marshall?
Helen Marshall is head of operations. She's tough, ex-CIA. She took her Rangers and went to the research sector to secure the HRA production. She hasn't come back.
Someone who could help us. The other sectors. How do I get there?
It's impossible because of the internal lockdown. You can perform a directorial override to lift it, but that can only be done in the maintenance sector. Normally, you take the sector elevator down there. It connects all the sectors, but it won't work while the lockdown is in effect.
We already got past one lockdown. Maybe I can find a way.
Jesse, look, with no prep, no training, in this extreme situation, you are doing phenomenally well. And all that and the hiss can't seem to affect you. I mean, I would love to run some tests on you. If you agree, that is. We could find out something that would help us.
Tests. I don't know. She might find out about you. But I wouldn't mind understanding more myself. Okay. If you think it will help.
Great. I'll check the internal documentation for any lockdown bypasses. We need to get these sectors open to locate Darling and Marshall.
And I'll look for a way inside the maintenance sector. The sooner we find one, the sooner I reach this override.
Oh boy, here's a cutscene. Also, with this game, I do plan on doing a majority, if not all, the side objectives. Because I did not do that in my initial run through, and I regret that. Also, I don't know why I have a sudden craving for hot sauce on basically anything, but I can't really eat anything right now that I could put hot sauce on because I'm not doing it on a protein bar or a banana or an apple. And that's basically all the calories I have left for the day, and I'm also not that hungry, so I don't want to rush myself and then be stuck for, at this time, maybe 7.5 hours of being awake, being hungry, because it's been weird. It's really been affecting my body, my head, everything. So it's not been great. Energy boost, personal mod, but before we do that, so exclusive to Shatter. What do we have right now? We have reload speed is faster, rate of fire faster, reload speed, we're at 12, we're looking at 16. Ammo cost per shot, not terrible. Damage after kills. If I was more accurate, that would be a good one. Energy boost, more energy, less energy cost, more energy. Again, these are not great. trying to remember if there's a better way than just stripping them.
Hi, Jesse.
Oh, we did everything. Okay, never
Thanks,
mind.
Emily. I'm sure we'll
Hi,
have more
thanks.
questions soon. Just let me know. Do you hear that? Someone's singing. Where's it coming from?
Singing. Sounds like it's coming from the elevator.
The situation's getting worse.
Before we do that, I think we have some attires. Tactical, I like. Astral dive suit. If it didn't have like the beads on the head, I wouldn't mind. Urban response is whatever. We're gonna go with tactical for now. Board countermeasures. Oh, these are like just objectives. Which, wait, service weapon. So we can only take this one for now. Astral constructs. Yes, we can start crafting things, which we can actually start doing. Shatter. We can also do these. I didn't really when I was playing through the first time. I didn't really do it that much. We can also start upgrading our abilities. Energy, I think is gonna be. We might just do. Probably avoid melee, unfortunately. I don't know if it multi-launch. We get that might be useful for down the line. We'll do this because typically I'm somebody who I like to. When I first played, ooh, that's nice. When I first played one of my first RPGs ever as a kid, Paper Mario: A Thousand Year Door. When I first played the game, I had no sense of balance. And so with that, it led to me doing a lot of HP stuff, but I didn't have a lot of badges, a lot of flower points, which I plan on playing Paper Mario: 1,000 Year Door. It's one of my favorite games of all time, probably my top 5. But couldn't beat the final couple bosses just because I couldn't run the proper stuff. And then ever since then, I've kind of played a very balanced loadout. Now, granted, some of the games I played a balanced loadout weren't that smart. Like, first time playing Knights of the Old Republic 1 and 2, not a terrible idea to play balanced, but now that I understand that it's based off of D&D and just going to be reading into some of the, not guides, but recommendations first, because, spoilers, also going to be playing KOTOR 1 and 2, because KOTOR is my favorite game of all time, and 2 is a good game. I understand it's unfinished, and as somebody who typically likes more angsty, less hero, black and white stories, I actually like 1 a lot more. We'll get into it once I get into Star Wars, but I'll start optimizing my stats a bit more. We'll kind of go from there. So we're looking for the... So we're here. Left. Central Executive. We're looking for maintenance sector. So we're going to do some running around. Also, just because I don't remember what I have access to right now, what I've gone to and what I haven't gone to. So we're looking for an elevator, which actually I think is just straight this back. Alright, Ati, whatever you say. Maintenance sector, let's do
Like I
it.
said before, the janitor is a friendly face.
Don't worry, Ati. We're coming. We are coming.